What's going on, YouTube? Pretty GMO back here with a new video. Now today, the long-awaited eye test of one of my favorite wrestlers to watch that isn't signed to the E, Smiley Kylie Rae. But before we get into that, be sure to like, subscribe so that you are not caught slipping in these wrestling streets. Now let's talk about Smiley Kylie Rae. The first time I saw Kylie Rae, I was watching Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, and there was just something about her I couldn't put my finger on. Probably was her energy that stood out. Now, was she an in-ring ace like Sasha Banks? No. Was she over-the-top gorgeous like Naomi, Katrina, or Mandy Rose? No. Did she have a golden tongue on the mic like Alexa Bliss, CM Punk, or The Rock? No. Yet still, there was something about her that just drew me in.
Austin Powers always defeats me because he has mojo.
Mojo?
Mojo. The libido, the life force, the essence, the right stuff. What the French call a certain... I don't know what.
I just knew from Jump Street Kylie Rae had something. Now in ring, I enjoy watching Kylie Rae in the ring. The psychology that I've seen in her matches. She's always smiling, always in character, and it adds a lot to her matches. No knocks on her. It definitely worried me after her injury, but she looks just as good, if not better, to be honest. Now her finisher is the crossface and the super kick. Now, anyone that knows me knows how much I despise and hate the super kick because of how overused it is in this day and age. You see more super kicks than DDTs these days. It's the Kamehameha wave of wrestling now. Everyone does it, so the fact that it's a finisher does turn me off. Also, blame the Young Bucks for ruining the super kick. There, I said it. The crossface is always good to see, but at the same time, we see that move getting more and more popular these days. A lot of wrestlers have some variation of it these days. The finishers are still a question mark for me personally. I'd love to see Kylie get a finisher unique to only her. I know it's tough because it's hard to reinvent the wheel in wrestling, but it's tough to stand out when your finisher is the same move everyone else has in their moveset. I remember seeing Victoria, aka Tara, or Lisa Marie as a kid, and when she hit the Widow's Peak, my jaw dropped. Or watching Lesnar hit an F5 for the first time. I personally wish Smiley Kylie had a unique signature move that only she did. It doesn't have to be Two Cold Scorpio's tumbleweed, but something that just looks and feels different. I mean, Kairi Sane's elbow drop looks and feels different, but it's just an elbow drop. I mean, the crossface and the super kick, it's something everyone has. That's really my only knock on Kylie, is her finisher is something everyone else already uses. It's not something unique only to her. 9 times out of 10, as she goes higher and higher to the bigger stages, we'll see a new finisher that accentuates all of her talents and abilities. I mean, majority of indie talents get newer and better finishers when they go into the big leagues. So it's not a cause of concern now. I mean, obviously, keep doing what you're doing, baby girl. It's obviously working, but I just had to point it out. Now, athleticism, she is springy and can do a lot of things. I mean, we're not going to see her pick up Awesome Kong or Nia Jackson slam them, but I predict in a big match, we may see an athletic feat. I don't know what it's going to be, but I guarantee she isn't showing us everything she can do yet. So her athleticism is pretty damn good. Now, promo, the first time I saw Kylie, she was a bit awkward, but as time has progressed, she seems a bit more comfortable speaking on the mic. I mean, the woman isn't CM Punk, but she isn't whack or anything. She's decent, but is she gonna talk people into a building off her voice alone? Not at this point, but you do see her improving more and more as time goes on. Now, character. This right here, this shit right here, this is where Kylie Rae makes all the money, all the marbles. Kylie Rae's character is a whole lot of her, so it comes off as genuine. It's not an act. She loves Pokemon, and it adds a lot to it that her ring gear plus theme music, is inspired by Pokemon. Plus the fact she's always smiling. which she spoke of in an interview about how she tends to smile as a means to cope with how nervous she actually is. It just fits her to have this bubbly, cute character that nearly every soul on the planet loves, and how it is a part of her. She's actually a huge fan of Pokemon and incorporates a lot of it into her, and that's part of what makes her so lovable. I mean, she's smaller and majority of everyone she's going against is bigger than her, but she never loses heart, just like guess who? So it just, I don't know if it was a beautiful accident or it was intended from the get-go, but the Pikachu inspired ring gear is a big reason that makes her so beloved, and the fact that it complements and it is her, like it is her. Like, I can't imagine Kylie Rae cursing out a fan. I can't imagine her doing that. That's not saying she doesn't have that, you know, mean side. The woman's only human, but damn, I mean, you see Kylie Rae smiling, being nice to people. I'm just like, I mean, the way a kid looks at Pikachu is how a lot of fans look at Kylie Rae. So, I mean, who doesn't like Pikachu? Team Rocket been trying to catch that motherfucker for almost 20 years. Just saying. Now, rumors. As of now, I haven't seen any bad rumors flying around about Kylie. She's just dedicated to getting in the gym and fighting off the need to eat sweets, which he talks about all the time. All I see is her perfecting her craft for the most part. Now, there was a time we thought WWE would sign her after we saw her on Up, Up, Down, Down. And it really is one of those things that makes one wonder what exactly it is one has to do to get signed to the E. Now, in conclusion, Kylie Rae is a solid addition to any roster. However, it does boil down to what it is a roster needs or is seeking. I mean, a lovable hero that is always going to get love from the crowd, you want her on your team. I mean, just wanting a hero for people to cheer, you got it. It just overall depends on what your roster has and doesn't have already. Right now, is Kylie Rae the talent that you would make the centerpiece of your roster, your Kobe Bryant, your LeBron James? Not quite yet. I would say all that's missing, and this is something a lot of, well, every lovable hero goes through, is having the opportunity to show off a mean streak. To me, a unique finisher and having that match and stage to show off a mean streak. I mean, just a level of violence where Kylie damn near kills her opponent, beats him nearly to death for a championship. Now, whether she wins the match or loses the match is beyond the point. But to me, that's all that's missing. You know, all heroes that are seen as champions, legends, and all-time greats, they need to have that marquee match where they nearly kill their opponent, where it's either kill or be killed. You know, examples would be like Edge versus Eddie Guerrero on SmackDown, the no holds barred match. I'm sure a lot of you guys remember that. Or in recent years, the Omega versus Okada series, Sasha Banks versus Bayley in Brooklyn, Triple H versus Cactus Jack at the Royal Rumble, or Killshot versus Dante Fox, Hell is War. I mean, no, we don't want to see that level of violence, but you get the idea. Kylie Rae is still seeking that moment. You know, we've seen how nice and adorable she can be. We've seen she can get it done in the ring. We've seen her improve on the mic. But what defines a hero, what makes Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, is whether they can dig deep down and just unleash this monster within them to finish off the Joker, to finish off Doomsday, to finish off, you know, that big bad villain. And in order to do that, she just needs the appropriate rival to work with. I love me some Kylie, and watching her grow and blossom is amazing. I see nothing but great things in the future for her as long as she can stay healthy. She is amazing to watch, and one of the key reasons I will be watching AEW in May. So that's all I got. Like, subscribe, share. Shout out to Kylie Rae. Shout out to the Frisco Flame, Chris James. I really appreciate that shout out. Really, really dig it. I will be watching Kylie Rae, man. I'm a huge fan of hers, man. Just watching her grow is just amazing. The fact that she did take that time to shout out, I really do appreciate that. All right, peace and love to all. Out.
How does this work? I think I got, oh, it's working. Hi, Gil. You told me so much about you, so I just wanted to say thank you for being such a fan and being so supportive. I hope I get to meet you one day soon. Enjoy Japan.